You'll want to be sure to watch your time to reserve the last 5 to 10 minutes for the required wrap up. This can be found on page 14. For this demonstration, you'll need 1 or 2 pieces of paper. You can just use leftover student worksheets in the class. Ask for 1 or 2 students to come to the front of the room to help you with an illustration of folding a paper airplane. Before you ask the students to fold the paper, ask about how building your best future is like folding a paper airplane. Life is about choices. Every choice you make while you are young helps you shape your future. Imagine that building your future is like making a paper airplane. Think and plan carefully, make good ethical choices, and your airplane will soar. But if you don't do your best, if you make poor choices, the airplane likely won't fly so well. It might not go where you want or as high as you had hoped. Each crease of the airplane is like verbalizing something, hitting send on a text message, posting on social media. Once that action happens, whether good or bad, it will either cause you to soar or potentially fly off course. Before the students actually fold the paper, ask the class if they have any advice or tips on how to fold the paper. They might suggest the direction of paper, the number of folds, the style of tip, or the wingspan. Then, dialogue with the students a bit about what they heard. Did they hear any good tips? Did they feel like it was peer pressure or just advice? Are they going to use some of those suggestions or stick to their own plan? Tell the student volunteers that it's time to fold the paper into the airplane. While they work on the folds, have a class discussion. Ask the students, when you have to make choices, where might you go for good advice? Or what result might you expect if you ignore good advice? When the airplanes are ready, have the students throw the planes. Ask the class to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down, depending on the flight. No matter what the results, emphasize the following points. If it was a good flight, emphasize that the students made good folds, representing choices for this airplane. What are some of the good ethical choices that they can make today that will help them build a healthy future? If it was a poor flight, what's next? Do you just give up or learn from the experience and try again? If you have made a poor choice, what might you do to make it right? How can you get back on course? And ultimately emphasize that no matter what, if you have a rough takeoff, maybe you have a youthful mistake or something that gets you a little off course, it doesn't mean that you have to have a rough landing.